Tuesday, 12:30 in the afternoon.
Oh, you remember.
Oh yeah, hard to forget. So sunny day, beautiful day. All of a sudden, I had my kombucha in my hand that I got from Walgreens, walking back to my downtown apartment like I have a million times. And all of a sudden, someone was right behind me, right next to me.
All right, welcome back. Giddy up. Hey, listen, today I think is probably going to be a really special day because we've got a very special guest.
Me?
Yes. But the other special guest, welcome everyone, Elizabeth.
Thank you, Pete and Rochelle.
Thank you
So
for being
happy to
here.
be here.
Thank you.
And what a wonderful addition to our team, to Team Crush.
It's been a game changer, honestly. I mean, my pickleball journey and my addition to the Crush family, very short time frame. I started pickleball last August and we got connected in October. So really you've been here for me the entire way almost. So just very thankful for you both and happy to be chatting.
You're a bright light. It's fun texting with you.
Yeah.
It's fun going back and forth on Instagram. Your latest thing, you're blinging. Tell me about your blinging.
My fling.
You got a bling addiction. Look at that. I love it.
Blinging out some shoes, my Crush bag. I don't know what's going to be next. But
I know, blinging out, and a lot of pink.
oh yeah,
A
known
lot
for
of
my
pink.
pink. My overgrip's always pink. My shoes are pink.
Mhm.
Something in my outfit's always pink. I only wear black, pink, and white when I play pickleball. So if I'm just popping in the courts and going to be working out
Right.
and wearing something else, they're like, "Where's your pink?"
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm not playing today.
Right. I don't have. Yeah. Right.
I remember like an order came through and it was like
Pink,
six
pink,
or
pink,
eight.
pink.
Everything was pink, but it was like 6 or 8 hot pink grip wraps. But
I
like,
think it was 10.
maybe it was 10. I think it was 10.
Yeah.
Maybe it
Not
was
that
like
anyone
10.
was counting.
We're like,
And you
okay, yeah,
restocked me today, so thank you.
that's for Elizabeth. Awesome. Hey, well, so we got a chance to talk prior, and you shared some I thought it was just like amazing, like just kind of life experiences, like, hey, where you were and like where you are today. And that's what we want you to share, with everybody out there. Because to us, it was like, wow, like you learned how to like flip a switch and just take us back. Tell us how where you were and just kind of tell us your road.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you for taking an interest in me. But
Yeah.
like we were talking before, I'm no different than any other person. And I think the more you open up to people, as demonstrated
Right.
with other past conversations with you and others, it's just everyone goes through messy things.
Everyone's got a story.
Yeah. And
Mhm.
especially with social media being the highlight reel,
100%.
everything is
Right.
always sunshine, daisies, roses,
But it's not.
rainbows.
Yeah.
It's really not the case when you pull back the layer and,
Mhm.
and get out from behind the screen.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm 28 and I like how have I lived so many lives, I feel like, to this point. But
Mhm.
it's all experience that I take forward with me. It makes me who I am. I wouldn't change anything. But yeah, some trials and tribulations. So where do you want me to start, Pete?
How about fitness? Tell us about your fitness goals and how you're crushing that. I see you post a lot of stuff about being in the gym and what you're doing. Tell us about that journey.
So fitness is so important to me.
Mhm.
And if you asked me prior to 2020, late 2020, I wouldn't have said that. Fitness was not in my even top 10 importance in my life.
Mhm.
So taking a step back, I was a varsity athlete in high school as a fast pitch softball pitcher. I played doubles tennis. So,
Oh, there we
pickleball,
go.
Wow.
ex-tennis, never going back.
Nice transition.
But it's not like I never valued fitness and sport. I did growing up, but after organized sports ends, like high school for most
Mhm.
people,
Mhm.
it's on you to continue.
100%. Yeah, we see that a lot.
Yeah. So if you don't, then it just falls by the wayside. So
And that was your outlet.
yeah. So
So
in
then-
college, I was just focused on social. I worked a lot. I worked for the Minnesota Timberwolves. I was a sport
Okay.
management student.
Oh,
So
wow.
it's not like I was sitting around doing nothing, but I just didn't make activity part of my lifestyle. And When I left that job, I was just, I feel like even more or even less active. And it actually came to a point where one of the catalysts in turning my life around. I live downtown Minneapolis. I'm from Minnesota. I moved to Scottsdale this past April, so April 2023. But grew up in Minnesota all 27, 28 years of my life. I lived downtown Minneapolis, and set the scene. It was July 2020. So, kind of start of COVID. Offices were shut down, so you're working from home. But things were still open. So I went to Walgreens over lunch. It was Tuesday, 12:30 in the afternoon.
Oh, you remember?
Oh yeah, hard to forget. So sunny day, beautiful day. All of a sudden, I had my kombucha in my hand that I got from Walgreens, walking back to my downtown apartment like I have a million times. And all of a sudden, someone was right behind me, right next to me. It's like, can I help you? And they're like, where are you going? It's like, home, which don't say that,
Right,
say
of
somewhere
course.
else.
Yeah. Kids don't say that.
Right.
Yeah. And said, can I have a hug? I was like, this
No.
just random guy that all of a sudden was inches from me, right? Said, absolutely not, and picked up the pace. And all of a sudden I was grabbed from my upper body, like unable to move. He just put his hands on me, and he was behind me, so I couldn't see anything, and time stood still. And it took me a good, at least a couple seconds. And in that scenario, that's
Felt
a
like a
long
couple
time,
minutes. Yeah.
Right.
to realize I needed to
Fight back.
turn on my voice, scream, fight, broke away, thankfully, ran away. But yeah, I had just been sexually assaulted in the middle of the day in downtown Minneapolis, which was my home, my safe domain, something I do every day. And all of a sudden, my sense of safety
was gone.
Gone.
In a flash. Life changes in a flash, like we tell our kids. It's just
I had felt so weak and so small and so taken advantage of and unsafe. I went home to my parents. They live an hour south of Minneapolis in nice little suburban town, very, very safe. And I was living in paranoia and like PTSD. I couldn't even go to Target by myself without thinking, like calling my mom, like, this guy's following me. Of course not,
But still, you were entitled to feel that way.
I was totally traumatized. So
what was the changing point for you? When did you say, okay, something's got to change?
I just sulked in my just low frequency of like mental, physical, spiritual
Anguish.
emotion.
Yeah.
And I drank every day, not like to total excess by any means, but like drinking a couple glasses of wine
It was
a
an
day
outlet.
is
It was an outlet.
excess that, the average person doesn't need to be doing.
Right.
Where I could be have doing something more positive, right?
The devil was at work.
Yeah. So I think being attacked, COVID, not putting an emphasis on fitness in my life up to that point, I was just so down and low frequency. And really all of a sudden, I woke up, I realized that I had been feeling just so low and not to my full potential. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to make a change today. It was Halloween of 2020.
Have you seen that video? And I want to hear more. Have you seen that video where you're done at the end and you go to heaven and God shows you a video, of this person, and the person says, who is that? That's who you were supposed to be.
Yeah. Right.
Right?
Exactly.
So we want to live a life of intention and give it our best. So in that moment, Halloween.
Yeah. And you need to listen to those calls, because I think to that point, it could be God saying, like, this is the redirection you need right now. So
because we get busy, there's lots of noise.
Yeah. And then especially if you've been doing something a certain way for a long time,
Habit is comfortable.
Exactly. So the concept of choosing your hard.
Right.
So
we were just talking about that the other day.
Changing your diet is hard.
Right.
Putting the running shoes on is hard.
But so is being out of shape and sick. Right.
Yeah. Being out of shape and feeling low and just waking up tired and not excited for your day. That's also hard.
Pick your hard.
choose your hard,
Yep.
pick your hard.
Mhm.
So that was a real catalyst, and like getting in shape and wanting to embody a person where I dare you to come up to me and try that to me
Yep.
again. I dare
I'll
you.
be ready.
Yeah. So there's some studies that
They read body language though. See, they see
yes.
people, they target people. I've always told our kids, especially our younger one, I'm like, chin up, shoulders back, walk with
Yes.
some pep. Do
Uh-huh.
not walk slow. Do not walk looking down.
Right.
Right.
I have no doubt. I know I had my music on. I'm
Yep.
sure I was like hunched over.
Yep.
I was the perfect target for that person in that moment, but not anymore.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
You're a
So,
badass now.
thank
We
you.
all know it.
Thank you.
So
I
you
have my wristband today, but I have this bracelet from my best friend Christine that says badass.
Yeah,
Like,
you are.
it's not on my wrist.
You are. So it was October. You said it was Halloween. And then you were like, that's it.
I was like, I'm running. I'm cleaning up my diet. I really didn't know much about nutrition. You know, you like learn
No,
it
if you
in
don't, if you're not,
school,
right.
but you know how school goes. You just pass the test and move on.
Right.
right. They tell you about the 5 food groups, and
We
those are
sure
kind of
all-
irrelevant anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So nutrition's been huge. So really from that moment on, I just made so many different changes leading to today. I mean, a lot of things happened along the way, but eventually met my amazing boyfriend, Jared, and I moved from Minnesota to here, adopted a new role of step parent. So I live with Jared and we have his 2 kids half the time. So coming from a new state or coming from Minnesota, where I had all of my community, all of my friends, all of my family. Minnesotans don't generally move.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
It's a Midwestern thing.
And everyone was there.
Yeah.
And I was in Arizona now with
God gave you a new
just
family.
Jared,
But
you
God
know,
gave you a new family.
Right.
completely. And I'm so thankful for that. But you need more. You need
Mhm.
community. You need friends. You need purpose.
Right.
I came
Purpose is
here.
mandatory, actually.
Right.
Right. Every day you got to have purpose.
Exactly. So I was searching for my purpose.
Yeah.
And at the gym, that we have courts at our gym, and
Mhm.
I kept looking down in the window, like, oh my gosh, they look so fun. You know, everyone played pickleball over COVID. I actually played it more like tennis, though, realizing looking back, we were just like 15 love. It's like, that's
Yeah.
not the scoring. But
Yeah.
we were
Yeah.
out there hitting,
Yeah. That's
hitting
so
the
funny.
ball around the paddle. But I took a intro to pickleball lesson because I just saw everyone was laughing and screaming and having the time of their life every day, and I wanted in on it.
Yeah.
And Jared
So
was
when
like,
did
"You're
you
gonna
start
start
playing?
playing pickleball?" I was
When
like,
did you
"Yeah."
start playing?
It was August 3rd, to be exact. I remember dates.
You got
Wow.
these numbers. That's great.
August 3rd.
Yeah.
And does Jared play too?
He's played a couple of times. God love him. He's
All right, Jared.
hashtag
There's your call out, buddy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Get on it.
Yeah. We got to get you. We got to get you crushing it.
Right.
So playing what? Couple days a week?
Every day.
Every day.
Yes,
Really?
at least once. I get it in because I've created such amazing friendships. It
Mhm.
makes sure that I stay active. So many opportunities have come from it. I mean, look at our relationship,
Mhm.
Yeah.
other people that you've introduced me to, new friends. I'm pairing up with some Team Crush members for something at the Pickle Mall in a couple weeks.
Shout out to Pillar Athletics, Blake that owns Pillar.
Yeah,
Good
right.
Shout out.
Yeah, great guy. Great guy.
So all of a sudden, like your web is just with community, friends, all these new opportunities, and this community is just like a spider web
Yeah.
has become the second. So I can imagine, like when you moved out here, all of a sudden you felt probably alone. I mean, you're with him, with Jared, but I mean, you guys are just like 2 lone soldiers. Like, okay, what's going on? So did you ever expect this? Like the move was going to turn into this, into a positive, like everything from pickleball to a new life and a lot of sunshine
Yeah.
as
When
well.
we treat our body and our mind like a temple,
Yeah.
as we're intended to, which takes tremendous discipline, good things unfold. You are better prepared to now be the best version of you, and then to share our job. Our journey is to to be the best version of ourselves, and then share that best version with others and inspire others. Because now you're inspiring other young girls that are looking up to you, and I think that's the win for me. Is how you get to now change other people's lives as a result of you working hard to change yours.
Well, that's the Crush motto too,
Right.
is we embody those values
Right.
and want people to not only join the amazing sport of pickleball, but to embody the crush life lifestyle
Mhm.
every single day
Mhm.
at your home, at your job,
And it may look
your family,
different. It may
friends.
look different for some, right?
Right.
So you gave up, did you give up drinking this month?
Yeah, I haven't drank since before New Year's.
What has that done for you for stopping drinking alcohol? What has that done?
I mean, to be frank, I think
You'll go
we'll
back.
pick it
Right.
up for
Yeah.
like special occasions.
Right.
But I
Right.
have learned from this exercise of dry January that I feel so much better. I sleep so much better.
Mhm.
I am so much better. I wake up a better person and I'm more motivated for my day.
Yep.
I play better pickleball. I was like
Yep.
getting a little woozy, like, oh, reaction time, get hit in the face.
Right. Right.
So that's not a thing
He did the
anymore.
same thing, and I've definitely seen. I mean,
Yeah.
it's his skin is glowing. I
You're
mean,
just more authentically you.
oh, yeah, but his skin is glowing. He's not as moody. I would say he's more
You
fit.
guys see me in the summer. You ever see those people with like the those like silver trays in
I
there?
mean, oh yeah.
Sucking it in.
The discipline that it takes to not drink and then just save it for special occasions, it
Right.
becomes special.
Yeah.
Where before it was just like, it's Friday, I have to drink. It's been a
Right.
long week.
Right.
You know, now it's
Right.
special.
And I
I'm
go
proud of
play
you.
pickleball at Friday night,
Right.
Saturday night.
Right.
Like, look around. All of us are choosing not to do that.
Oh,
We're
you're seeing more and
choosing
more
to
of
Right.
be
it.
active
Yep.
and social with one another in a
Yep.
positive and healthy way. And that's another thing that is so special about not only building community in general, but within pickleball and within a sport, within, anything like the weight floor, whatever. But if you are the product of the 5 people you spend the most time
Oh,
with.
I
Oh.
preach that all the
Can you
time to the
wait? Can
kids.
you step back 1 second? Say
Yeah.
that again.
Yeah.
You are the product of the 5 people you
That's
spend
right.
the most time
Show
with.
me your friends, I'll show you your future. I tell the
Yes.
kids that all the time.
So community, we keep talking about community
Right.
and the importance of that.
Mhm.
Who is your community going to be?
Right.
Is it going to be the people at the bars? Or
Mhm.
is it going to be the people that you see 8 a.m. every day at the gym or that noon, lunchtime, pickleball, open play session? Like, who's it
And
going to
are
be?
they going to be there for you on a hard day?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Pick your tribe
Right.
for
Yeah.
sure.
So
For
you
sure.
went. So we just hear this story that you just obviously back in the Midwest, and you're young, and you went through this traumatic event, and life just like was like a curveball at you, and you felt like you're kind of, I don't know, spiraling downward all of a sudden, or
Yeah.
you were just also stagnant, right?
Right.
So being in a little bit in the sports world, so you were athletically, mentally active, but you weren't physically active, to the point where you flip the switch and life all of a sudden is just changed and it's for the better and it's beautiful. So my question to you is, because you brought up a good point, like social media, I tell the kids all the time, and everyone, it's awful. It's everybody's A game, and that's not true. And there's people that are listening to this right now, and they're sitting there and they feel alone, and they are probably, many of them are probably in the same situation that you were, maybe worse. Like, what would you tell them? Because you've become this bright light and like this influence now that people look up at. What would you tell them that they need to do, or what made you flip the switch, to change that?
I used to have a poster that's still in Minnesota in storage, but
You
I
still
used to
see
have
it
a poster that says nothing changes if
until you
nothing
change.
changes.
Right.
So you don't have to wake up tomorrow and say, I'm going to totally black and white my life, everything overnight, but just start with
A
something.
little bit. Little bit.
A little bit at a time.
Exactly.
You have
So
to be
if
the
you
change you
are,
want to see in the world. Is that, I forgot who said that. It's a famous saying. I should know who said
Right.
it.
I don't even want to
Gandhi.
attempt.
It
I
might
don't
be
want
Gandhi
to.
actually. But you have to be the change you want to see. You can talk about it all you want. And there's a lot of talkers. I think you are, as much as I dislike social media and it is necessary for the business, I'd shut it all down and delete it tomorrow if I could. Mark my word.
I know you
I
would.
wouldn't, I would. I think it's evil. But I do think that since we are on it and we're forced to be on it for work, um, I am seeing more people become open. I am seeing more people share their heart. And I think if you can just go through the weeds and be careful who you're following,
Mm-hmm.
I think it can be a positive experience should you choose. So as much as I
Agree.
dislike social media, I do think it's an opportunity for people to connect, maybe that haven't seen each other. It's an
Yeah.
opportunity um, to learn something if our minds are open and our hearts are open to the right thing and we're exposing our eyes and ears to the right stuff. So I don't think it has to all be negative.
Right.
And I think that social media like is the same as you portray yourself outwardly in the flesh, too.
Yep.
So however you choose to relay yourself and be as authentic or not as you want, that is the type of crowd that you will also
You attract it.
Yeah.
You attract your light. You attract your energy. Yeah.
And we're also authentic with what we
Right.
put online. And I know things that I've shared about certain things with my experience, like that traumatic experience. I'm pretty much an open book.
I'm an open book too.
Yeah. So
Take me
I
or
put
leave me.
stuff out there, but it
Yeah.
always gets like good response. And I
Yeah.
get messages from old college friends that I might have had a class with that are still following me and reach out. And then all of a sudden we're better connected and friends. Like, hey, this resonated with me. I know we haven't talked in a while, but
It's
wow,
because it's real.
it's
You're
real.
being authentic. You're just like, hey, listen, I'm not,
I think people are
people aren't
hungry for that.
perfect.
I think people are hungry for that. My
They
line
want to
is
hear that.
sorry, not
Right.
sorry.
Yeah.
Pete will ask me, he's like,
Right.
you sure that, how do you think that's going to be taken, what you posted? I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah.
It's how I feel
Yeah.
and it's my heart, and we'll attract the people that are attracted to it. And those are the people we want.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
So you just have to pray about a lot of your decisions sometimes, and or all the time in my eyes. And everything will come through the way it's intended to.
Right.
So totally off subject of emotion. It's been fun to touch on all that. But what paddle were you using before you came to Crush?
The Yola Hyperion.
Okay. And
And how
how
is
did
it?
it differ?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was all that and a bag of chips, I think is to say.
Yeah.
But then I switched to Crush and I was like, this is a game changer. It's lighter. I find that I can like flick my wrist easier at the kitchen line. I'm putting so many more points away. I feel more in control.
Cool.
It's sleeker looking. It's just all around the best.
I love the way you
would
wrap
never
it.
ever go back.
I love the way you wrap it. Pete was saying, he goes, we should have a bling contest.
Maybe we're gonna
That
have a
should be our
bling
next contest. I'm like,
You
well,
definitely do a very good
of
job
making it look
blinging
pretty.
everything out.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I would win that contest.
You would. I think
It was gonna be like
I think
Elizabeth
you-
saying yesterday.
You know,
She already won.
I have a compliment for you because I feel like as business owners, we've been very blessed to have
Mhm.
our teams almost become like our kids, and they'll come to me and to Peter for advice, or they'll bounce stuff off us. Some of them don't really have families here, or they're not really connected with their families, so we've kind of been a family for them. I have to compliment you that you have been very uplifting and you send very sweet messages, and I'm grateful for that because you too are changing lives.
Thank you.
So
Yeah.
take your mess and make it beautiful. And that's our goal while we're here on earth. And continue to be brave, continue to be bold, continue to be unapologetic, continue to be you in all your glory, and continue to refine what God has given you. So at the end, He can say, job well done. And I can tell you, you are impressing on people. So
Thank
don't
you.
stop.
I see your emotion and I think it's so special. And moments like this make me especially grateful that our paths aligned. And I can see, like, I know that you two both care about your people so much. And I'm very, very thankful to be one of them.
It was,
Well, I think
we were talking to that customer the other day, and I just rolled off my tongue, and not to interrupt you, but I said, people first, paddle second.
Yeah.
And making money's fun. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But at the end, people are awesome.
Yeah. I mean, you'll text me like, hey, how are you? Or like, we'll be talking about something life related. And then you're like, oh, yeah, how's the paddle? Still good?
Yeah. Yeah. Paddles are
People
second
first, paddle
for me.
second.
Yep.
Well, I think
Yeah.
that's the other thing that's cool about our team is that, like you said, you're playing with other team members going into, they're all talking to each other behind our backs, which
Yeah.
is so cool.
Yeah.
And we want you to. It's become like a family. And the other thing people don't realize too is that they think like it's like corporate, like they don't listen to you, they don't care. Everyone reaches out directly to us. They text us, they
Yeah.
email us, this and that. We're like, we're here at your beck and call. We're here to
Yeah.
talk to you.
Nothing corporate about
Always.
us.
If we don't call you back right away, we will call you, et cetera. But I think, I don't know if I've said it on the podcast before, but I'll say it again because, um, it's like that little slogan that we always say that we live by. Not necessarily live by, but we bring up, but it's, life is this journey. And it's about the people that you meet and the lives that you touch along the way. Simply stated.
So thank you for touching our life.
You've been
Continue to
awesome.
touch others. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
joining us
Yeah.
today and sharing a little part of what's going on in your life and how you are crushing it.
Yeah.
And thank you for joining us. And we look forward to seeing you next week. God bless.
Make sure you subscribe. More exciting things coming. Bye-bye.